headed back. The betta fish are fed for the most part. Let's see what we got here. Again, it's just some trucks over there. I don't know what they're doing. It's a plow truck over there. Oh, here we go. We're sliding. We're sliding. AI told me to do it. AI says the world's gonna end. AI says we're not gonna see next year. AI. My brother says, there's always going to be some guy, I have to face it, there's always going to be someone now that's going to be saying that AI says. You know what I mean? I'm very fortunate to have never even out of just wanting to know what a chap, I've never used it. Because people that have unwound their spirit organ and they have extended consciousness, they immediately know to stay away from AI as if it was a hot coal you don't touch. It's like there's no even question about it. And it's also a good discipline. Like even when I do a search, I won't even look at the AI response. But back in the day before AI, I would choose something that, say like I put in a math problem or something, or a correct pronunciation or a thesaurus type thing. If I do something like that, and the first thing that pops up would be the same thing that a non-AI response, that the search engine would probably be the only example I can come up with. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this plow truck here. I'm just going to go ahead and just go around him. I don't really know what this is, how to operate like that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I just went around that plow truck. Yeah, so the doomsday, the dumbest thing, and I say this with all due respect, it's okay to say dumb if you're talking about something that's so absurd. There's absolutely no point you can apply that term. Comedy is based on mockery. People can make fun of me. I make fun of myself. If you scroll down, there's some videos of me wearing like dog ears. I do that on purpose to break down the ego. So you're allowed to laugh, at the absurdity and the doomsday. I got to rip on academia here. The doomsday clock is the stupidest ball of negative energy that academia has ever come up with, other than the Big Bang Theory. You know what I mean? You can't think about this kind of stuff. Like the guy, I can't even believe it exists. I watched it this one time. This guy, all of a sudden, it's a broadcast. It's like they make a video of it, right? Whatever. This guy comes out wearing like a business casual, like professor-y. He's not gonna have like a tie on, like a coat of a, sort of vintage thing going on. Comes out real nervous like, and he gets up there, the podium, and he goes, I just want you guys to know it's 10 seconds to midnight. 10 seconds to midnight. What the hell is that? You just want everybody to know that the destruction of humanity just went mathematically a little higher. We just want you guys to know that. We're giving you this information for what purpose? Like if that's accessible by the public, which it is, meaning like it's not something like, I remember when I went to college, you had to subscribe to get to special academic library, like an online library, whereas, journal, academic journal, that kind of stuff. I'm sure the regular public can pay for that. But so what I mean is this stuff, this doomsday clock, is not that. It's the general public. So basically, most of the people seeing it have not been trained with either a bunch of academic, like philosophy and stuff like that, or if they're not in academia with like martial arts or spiritual training, your average person's not going to have that in relation to mortality. And it's definitely connected to the DS tactics, just like the Atlas thing. Where there's that fear margin. Like there's going to be someone saying, "Oh," I'm sure there'll be someone's a large group of people saying the doomsday clock that they want it to happen. And that's peaceful. Just like there's people saying that they think Atlas it resembles peace, and there's millions of people that are scared of it, and even the people that say it's peaceful, they're actually still scared of it. I mean, a lot of people say stuff like that to cover up the fact that they're scared. So I'm saying that these are just tactics, and it's well known in academia as working with the powers that be, just to keep it that simple. So the doomsday clock is an example of how people were that in a pop culture sense, they people look up to professors. I'm going to use that term. It's more of like a it's more of a sociology term in a way, but that's well respected. Professors well respected. Their opinions, just like people like some of the most popular public speakers, weren't even like Noam Chomsky or something. Like he's a linguist, and he's known for a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with that, because we take their opinions. And so academia presents the doomsday clock. It's not, and there's not much spirituality in academia. That's a generalization, but for it to be academic, it can't be esoteric, right? I mean, you can bend esoteric to say that there's consciousness, right? But you can't say that the consciousness also guides you, because now we're talking about angels, so which is exactly what happens. There's the main consciousness, then there's all kinds of branches, and I'm not asking, I'm telling you, this is a fact. You have guides. So we finally got to a road here. This is now the morning. The last one I did, that was like 7 hours ago. So we actually have a clear road here. These trucks have been out nonstop. This is real nice to see this. I mean, it's taken that long. It's taken hours and hours of salt over and over again to get this main road cleared. What they do around here in Ohio is the back roads. This happened last year and before. They'll look like something from primitive times for days, because the funding is not doesn't cover those back roads. So you'll have something like this that's clear, but wait until you make a left or a right. That's a whole other story. That's how they were even doing experimental stuff. I heard about 3 years ago where the mayor of my town wasn't putting down any salt at all until it stopped, until the snow stopped, which is pretty controversial. I don't think they've done that since, quite like that, maybe a variation of it. So yeah, I was thinking about the doomsday clock, and I just think that is the just total mind junk, and it's sad that it comes from academia. Academia shouldn't be doing stuff like this. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, if you don't know, okay, everyone's got nuclear weapons. If any major disaster happens, asteroid, earthquakes, another person setting off a bomb, an accident, I mean, there's a million ways we could die at any second. We're here for a purpose. We don't die. We're eternal. Quit thinking about it.